I'm searching for my handout. All right, so this handout had 3 parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, and in the back there's the review with part 1, part 2, part 3. And the quizzes were just like parts 1, part 2, and part 3. And the test is going to be like that, just all stuck together. So I think instead of going through all the notes, I'm just going to go to the review, which was very much like the test, or like the quizzes. So you'll have a page like this where you have, this one people did really well on. You know, you have to draw in charges to make something repel or attract. As long as you know opposites attract, like charges repel, you're good. Got to know a proton from an electron, where they are, what their charges are. You have to know when you rub things together which charges actually move. You need to know the relative strengths of charges. You need to be able to do something like this where it says draw 10 charges all together and have a net charge of positive 4, which means there need to be 4 more whats? 4 more positive charges than negatives if you're going to have a net charge of positive 4. And I don't think I did it right. Did I? Oh yeah, I did it right. Sorry. And know what static electricity means. It's called static because it just doesn't move until it builds up. Then there's going to be a few things about charging, and you'll have to interpret a triboelectric series. The ones that lose electrons become what? Positive or negative? If you lose electrons. Positive. And the one that gain electrons, those become negative. And these are both showing neutral items. And when you rub them together, the important thing about what's called the law of conservation of energy is you rub these together, the electrons move around. What happens to the total charge of these two if you add it up? Does it become more positive, more negative, or stay the same? Stays the same. So this has got a net charge of 0 to begin with, so does this. But after rubbing, this becomes negative 3, and this is positive 3, but still the overall charge is 0. And that's called the law of conservation of charge. It's like momentum. You know, these two things crash into one another. This one can gain momentum, but if it does, this one has to lose momentum because the total momentum stays the same. And I want you to understand polarization. So something like this balloon can polarize something else, and when it polarizes it, it does it by making the charges move, and which charges can move? Electrons. So that was the first quiz. Second quiz was about conductors and insulators and charging things by having charges move around through these conductors and insulators. So you'll need to know what they are, examples of each one, and there are 2 ways that I've shown you to charge a conductor. One is to put it next to something that's charged and then to touch it and ground it. The other is to get 2 conductors, put them next to something that's charged, and then separate them. So when you do that, you get 2 conductors with different charges. But you can also just do it with 1 conductor where you touch it. And when you touch it, you either give it electrons or you take electrons away from it. So I could come up with more practice questions like this for you if you want, but I don't want to keep talking here if nobody's wanting to do this. So you need to understand those processes. You need to understand what's happening, which charges are moving, which way they're moving, all that stuff. And then the last was just the quiz that we just went over. So I'm not going to go over that. It'll be kind of like the quiz, except it'll be on the test. Bless you. Does anybody have any questions about any of this, or is there any part of this you want me to come up with another practice question for you? The most involved ones are these where something is being charged and grounded, and there aren't too many ways I can present those. I can kind of do them one way or the other, like this one. This can be done with a positive thing or a negative thing. Those are my two options. And this one over here, same kind of thing. I can use a positive thing and me to ground it, or I can use a negative object and me to ground it. And I'll get one or the other result. No questions?